I didn't know.
Hey, this is real. This is Morgan, aka Morgizzle, and I'm with these silly individuals right now. I'm with Renato, aka Spud Cuts, and with the very loving Remy with the I, not a Y. And welcome to Gather Around by ATL Committee.
Welcome.
Part
so
two. Part two.
Yeah,
so today we're actually going
to
be taking. Oh, it is part two for episode. Yes.
Yeah.
So today we're actually going to be continuing our conversation, talking about entrepreneurship, talking about the good, bad, and the ugly part of it.
Get him, Morgan.
Right. But I ain't mad at you. Got to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So last episode we were talking about different experiences of like routines and different experiences I guess we had with clients per se, and understanding like not everybody's your client, and just we wanted to continue that flow. So one of the things I feel like people really need to know is the ugly side of entrepreneurship. Like, what's the not so glamorous side? And we're going to talk about some of our experiences. So we'll start with you, Renato. What would you say would be the not so glamorous side of
working and not getting paid?
Like, how does that happen in your field?
Well, in my field, like when I first started, I had to give out free haircuts. Because I was trying to get my name out because nobody knew who I was and nobody knew I can cut. But it's some people out there who would take a free haircut. And I do photography, so I will do free shoots.
I got it.
So once I'm able to do the work and not get paid, I'm actually just trying to market myself with free advertisement. So I would ask them to post or tell somebody, and when it's with a haircut, everybody sees it, and you know I take pictures of it. And when they're walking around, when you cut hair and whatever when you're doing something in the beauty field, that person is like a walking billboard. Makeup, hair, nails. Lashes, nails. You're a walking billboard.
Your lady's good.
So see, you looked at his nails, and you know, and you might want to know who it is.
Yeah.
So, but when you first getting started, you want to make your portfolio as big as you can, so you will have a variety of things to show your or future clients or future customers.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to do it for free, and
that's hard.
You better be your passion, because if it ain't your passion, you don't want to be doing a lot of stuff for free.
Or understand your why, like why you're doing it as well.
Or understand that, because because most people get into it and they just want to do it for money, which is fine. But if you're just doing something for money, and then now you have to do something for free, that don't even go together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I started a t-shirt business. I don't know if y'all ever remember when I was doing the t-shirt business.
We had them. We had the hoodies.
I hated it. So when I would try to do something for free, I'm like, nah.
I don't even want to do
this. Ain't for me. I don't even want to get paid to do this.
Yeah.
So that would be the ugly side for me. Besides, you know what the worst thing is? When I have to take off and go on trips. Because I look at it like say for instance, in a weekend, let's say in a weekend I can make up to $1,000, right? So now if I go on a trip, I'm gonna probably spend $1,000, right? So I'm gonna spend $1,000 and I'm gonna miss $1,000. So that's like $2,000.
You down too, right?
You know what I'm saying? And I hated that. That's
rough.
Because if we don't work,
you don't eat.
You don't eat.
That's a good example.
We don't have PTO. We don't have PTO.
Yeah. I do.
Lucky you.
What about you, Morgizzle?
Morgizzle.
Well, number one, just kind of piggybacking off of what you were just saying, you eat. I'm in the field where you eat, where you kill. Yeah,
that's right.
So make sure I said that right. And sometimes what you hunt down per se, and using that analogy, you don't eat until months later. I remember very clearly there were times when we used to work at that special place, and a lot of people used to say, "Oh, you just sold a house, you got all that money." I'm like, "Listen, player, not really, because you got to think." When I was first starting, my commission was like $5,000-$6,000 because of the value of the homes that I was actually to selling.
Right.
And it's just kind of like after all the commission splits and everything, you don't really see a lot of that money. And you got to think you worked for months just for that. So you guys are on, a lot of people are on salary where they get like what $5,000 to $10,000 in a month. And just try to measure that over the span of 3 months. And you still have bills to pay. You still have to put that money back into your business and still have to understand how to run your business as a business per se. So I would say that will be a not so glamorous side of it, because I do remember when I first started out, and shout out to one of the managers that we just saw over the weekend, because I remember very clearly that he used to look out for me a lot. And it really meant a lot to me. I don't think he really knew what he was doing at that
impact.
time, right? Or he had in my life, because I remember very clearly making commissions, paying all my bills, and then basically not really having anything left to eat. It would be times we used to go to work and he used to literally feed me, and that would be my only meal for that day.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of like, oh my God, I got to do this whole thing tomorrow. It's almost like exercising, kind of. I guess it's a not so glamorous part of it.
Yeah.
It's like you have to go to the gym, tear up your body. Your muscles have to I guess, rip in order to be built or whatever. And you're putting in all that work, and sometimes you don't see the results until like months later. You know what I mean? And if you aren't consistent, that one day that one day that you're not consistent, it actually knocks you off your game, and you cannot eat for months after that.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a not so glamorous part of just not just real estate, but entrepreneurship. You have to be consistent. You have to understand that, especially when you're starting out, you're not going to get paid a lot. There's going to be people that are going to look at you like, oh, you're kind of new. I don't want to mess with you. You have to get people to mess with you. You have to build that trust, and it takes time. It takes consistency, and you don't always see the results right away. Or even like, as you said before in our last episode, or sometimes don't even get paid. So you can do all that work, everything can go well, and somebody can just easily change their mind, say, I changed my mind about buying, you know what I mean? Or change my mind about selling, or change my mind about getting a haircut, or whatever that is. Yeah. So you just have to understand that that's part of it. And sometimes you have financial inconsistency, you know what I mean? So you have to teach yourself the discipline, and it's your responsibility to teach yourself that financial discipline, because running a business is one thing, but then being financially smart is another thing as well. And I feel like it's not often taught in certain households. But now you have a wealth of information online that you can go on YouTube and find out what other people are doing in your field in order to be financially ready when hardship actually happens, when the holiday actually comes around. Because naturally in my field, holidays come around during slow season. But I work so hard during times like this that I don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? So what you do now is what you see in months to come.
Like planting the seeds.
Yeah. And then praying it's going to grow, because you don't know when it's going to grow or how large it's going to grow or what it's going to turn into. And I wanted to say something to what you were saying. A lot of people don't really realize that sometimes when you're first starting out, you have to do things for free. You have to build those relationships. Building relationships is key when you are trying to be an entrepreneur. And you have to understand who your people are and who are not your people, who your people are not just in general, and water those. You know what I mean? So that's why whatever your circle is, no matter what it is, if you want to go to different networking events and talk to other entrepreneurs who are also trying to find out who their people are, keep in touch with those people, take them out to eat, go to coffee, whatever it is you have to do just to kind of build those relationships. And you never know who they know that can help you out, or who they know that can refer you, or just to give you that extra bit of information that you need to take you to the next level.
That's true. That's good advice for an entrepreneur.
Bars.
No, for real.
And one thing to kind of look out on is, like, say, like we saying, like doing stuff for free. Like you got to be aware of customers or clients that you're doing it to make money eventually. Right. So I give you an example. Let's say I meet this person. Hey, I would like to give you a free haircut on me. Would you mind let me cut it? Yeah, I mind. Boom, you lace them. You got your footage. You lace them. They say they like it, but now they still don't want to pay. They want to come back and get it for free, or they want to come back and not pay the price. Well, you did the last haircut for free. Like Morgan said, every client ain't your client. Right. So you can't get suckered into, you want to do stuff for free.
Stand your boundaries. Have boundaries.
To get a portfolio, or to get experience, or to have something to show. You don't want to keep doing stuff for free. Okay, so you got to remember that.
Well, one thing I had to learn this, and then we're going to go over to these questions because we have about 10 minutes left. Value. The key to entrepreneurship and getting clients is value. They have to see the value. And sometimes, not sometimes, you have to see your value, number one, and understand what your value is and be realistic to what your value is. You know what I mean? All those have to align, because when people see value, they're not going to fight against you. But people don't see your value, and it's okay if they don't. You might have to go to the next person. You know what I mean? But yeah. So, Remy, I know that we were talking about.
I don't know how I got in this.
I watch you, and I've watched you grown from 2016 until now.
Yeah.
Or 2015. No, actually before then, because we were in college. We went to KNC together, actually. And
y'all knew each other then?
Once we started working at Papa, we were like, I seen you before. Oh,
right.
in the social sciences building. Oh, get it.
Yeah, kind of thing.
But we were walking the same paths before we really finally met.
Yeah. And I've seen you grow to the woman you are today, and I constantly see you growing. You're very smart, very intelligent. So I want to know this. What is the most important lesson that you learned in your life?
Lesson that I've learned.
In your life?
In my life. That's a tough one.
Gotcha.
You got me. In my life.
In your life.
Probably, this is controversial.
Get it.
But I think one of the biggest lessons I learned in life is that people can change.
For the good or bad?
Both.
Okay.
It's gone both ways for me.
Elaborate.
I've had in situations where I'm like, dang, you really changed up. Like, I never thought that you would do that. And then I've had situations where it's like, thank God you changed. And so I think my biggest lesson is to accept change in all forms, whether it's good or bad. Because one day somebody told me, they said, the best gift God can give you is allowing you to see yourself how he sees you. And when you see yourself how God sees you, sometimes when people change on you for like ways that may hurt or harm you, once you see yourself how God sees you, it's like, thank you for being that, because I don't want that around me anyway. So I think the biggest lesson life has taught me is to adapt to change and accept that people can change, and they will. Everybody won't stay the same. Everybody won't be the same to you, whether that's good or bad. And it'll hurt at first, but I feel like it always ends up being for the better.
Yeah.
But that is probably the biggest, hardest lesson that it took me the longest time to learn, is that people will change.
That's good. That's good. Wow. Because I feel like there's so many times where you hear people say, oh, people don't change. People like a zebra never changes stripes kind of thing. You hear all these sayings and whatever. And I'm like, is that really being fair to the individual? Is that really being fair to yourself? If you meet somebody at 18 and you think they are a certain person, and you meet somebody at 30, whatever, you're still thinking that they're saying the 18-year-old self, and that they haven't experienced those life changes that kind of...
People always look at it from a bad way, like, oh, they always going to be that way. No, you have some people that have been like, you're everything, and then they change up.
Right.
So change isn't just somebody going from bad to good.
Yeah.
Change is also people going from like good to, and you changed. Yeah. So yes, people can change.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Change isn't only one direction.
Yeah. Quick question. How has failure shaped your life?
By giving you experience. I keep referring back to that book, but it talks about in order to do something, you got to do it. And you might not be good at everything that you try, but even if you fail, you learn. So you can't look at failing as a bad thing, because failing is just, I tried something, it didn't work, let me switch it up to try to make it better or to get it right. Yeah. So failing is not always bad. You know, if you go out and, you know, you're trying to get some girls, you know, you talk to about 10, 20 of them, and then you meet your wife on number 19. If you would have stopped at one, you never meet your wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
What about you? How has failure shaped your life?
Failure is actually my biggest fear. So I actually can't tell you that I've experienced much failure in life
Mm-hmm.
because I intentionally do things that I know I'm good at.
Mm.
I stay in environments I know I'll thrive in.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not good at getting in situations where it's like, I'm not going to be good at this. I like got a C in accounting in my master's program and I like cried because I'm like, no, me not overachieving, me not doing things like spot on. That was it's still traumatizing to me because it's like, how did I not do good? Like me, I didn't do good. So it's like, I don't like being in situations that even present an opportunity to fail because I'm not good at failing.
But is that natural? I mean,
yeah, but for some people, they're like, shoot, I'm just going to try it. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. That's not me. It's got to work out. Let's come up with a plan. I need to make sure if we're not going through this door, we're going to go through this one. And this, I can't just be like, let's just try it.
So do you think that actually will hold you back? Because if you don't see the end result, that reminds me of someone who doesn't see the end result of something or can't see the whole picture just yet.
Yes.
Would you ever try it?
Right. No.
Yeah.
And that, I know that's like if I could just
Are
get
you
over
okay
that.
with that, or you think that's something that you want to work on to get yourself out of?
I toggle with that because I say to myself, with the faith that I have, if it's meant for me, it'll be. So then it's like, why do I even have to experiment with trying to see what's on the other side of failure if I believe that I'm already living a life that's predestined?
Mm-hmm. Well, God gives us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Yep.
But we have to make sure that we aren't navigating through life fearful. But you know what's so funny to me? Sometimes, I'm not sure if I can just put this analogy together. Sometimes I feel that people can look at life through the lens that they can see, but not through the lens that God has given them. So let's say that somebody is nearsighted. You can only see what's far up close to you. But for someone who's 20/20, they can see very far. You know what I mean? And that shield can be what's really holding you back. You know what I mean? But sometimes I just feel like, number one, you have so much potential.
Mm-hmm.
We have conversations on the side, and I'm gonna continue to pray for you. You know what I mean? Because I want you to see what God has for you and to walk into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I wasn't someone that feared failure, I don't even know if I'd be in like the career I'm in right now. You know what I mean? Not because I don't like what I do, but because I might have tried something 12 times. And on that 12th time, it was like, wow, I've never enjoyed something this much. So I don't know. I don't know what else is out there until I try and get out of my comfort zone. I'm good at getting out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at trying something when I know damn well I'm not good at this. Like, why would I even do this? Like, I'm not about to go up there and sing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not me.
Wow. Failure has shaped me to let me know, ironically, what's possible. I understand if a road didn't work out for me or something didn't work out for me, it's for a reason. It happened for a reason, whether it be an individual, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a deal or whatever, a client. I'm like, you know what? It wasn't for me. And I live by what's for you would never pass you by. Now, I also think that there's life lessons that you can learn from each failure or whatever, if you perceive it as failure in your life. And I try my best to eat the fish and throw away the bone, figure out what went wrong, how it went wrong, so I can better myself if it's for me. You know what I mean? Moving forward and just not beat myself up about it. And that has helped shape me who I am today, because I know that, yes, you can be winning, but you can't always win.
You can't always win. And that's so true.
And losing is also a part of winning. You know what I mean? You have to literally lose order to appreciate the victory of winning.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So that's one of the things that I definitely,
Yeah, that's good. I mean, failure is good. And I think I even tell that to other people. But when it comes to myself, I'm just like, I just feel like I can't. And I think that's why I work so hard. And that's why I achieve high things. Because it's like, I just know, this has to work. It has to work. And sometimes that could actually put me in a situation where I'm going after something God didn't ordain for me. Because I don't know how to just say, this ain't it. Like it just didn't work out. I don't know. I'm just like going for it full throttle to the point where I may exceed my own limit in my safe zone because I actually don't belong there.
Yeah.
So fearing failure is actually, it's not good at all. It's terrible. My therapist, we talk a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Well, I think that's good for today.
Yeah, that was great.
Right.
This is probably like
episode.
our most vulnerable podcast.
Yes.
Now y'all know my fears and stuff. I don't even be talking to y'all like that.
Well, you have to leave your fears behind because, as Beyonce said, your fears can't go where you're headed.
That's the motivational end words for today, Beyonce. Oh my God.
I love her. You know what? Don't sleep on Beyonce. I feel like Beyonce is like, she puts how she's feeling in her music. You know what I mean?
That's why it's so good.
Right. And I'm like, you know what?
You like Beyonce?
The first time I ever floated off my feet when I was listening to anybody sing, it was Pretty Hurts by Beyonce.
Yeah. She has some really good lyrics.
I probably haven't really been into a Beyonce song since like 2012.
She can sing.
Yeah,
in Houston. Boy.
Yeah. Well, Beyonce can definitely sing. She definitely.
I thought you were finna say better than Whitney Houston.
No. I was going to say that Beyonce is
I was over here looking like Morgan.
She is one of the artists that I truly adore. And one of the reasons why is because she perfects her craft. Like, she still goes to vocal lessons, even though that she already can sing. And she constantly tries to, like, she dances and try to reinvent herself and just perfecting where she is. And a lot of artists that reached her level, which not a lot of artists have, stop doing it. Stop doing the basics. Stop doing the things that they were supposed to. So sometimes I watch her videos, her behind the scenes, just for motivation, because I'm like, how specific she is when she wants to perform and thinking about a concert or anything like that. And her planning, I feel like she's very specific. She's very clear. She knows what she wants. She re-watches herself in order to be better. And I'm like, it's just so inspiration. But anyway,
it's next level.
Thank you for this. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
ATL Committee out. Gather around.
Gather around.